There is something that needs to be said, and there's no more time to ignore it. Archangel Michael is looking at you right now, and what he sees does not please him. You have been asking for help, crying out for signs, but when they come, you dismiss them. You always wait for something clearer, more obvious, more comfortable. But what if I told you that the sign has already been given, that the answer you seek is already before your eyes, but you refuse to see it? Michael is not an angel of soft words. He is a warrior. He fights for you, but he cannot fight without your permission. And what he wants you to understand is simple. Either you get up now, or you will remain trapped in this cycle of pain, scarcity, and doubt. Why do you resist so much? Fear of the unknown has kept you stuck. You ask for change, but when change knocks on your door, you hesitate. You cling to what is familiar, even if that familiar hurts you. Have you ever asked yourself why you do this? Why do you choose to stay where you are not valued? Why do you allow the same situations, the same mistakes, and the same pain to repeat themselves in an endless cycle? What Miguel wants you to understand is that the time for waiting is over. There are decisions that need to be made now, because the path that is forming for you may disappear if you don't act. There are opportunities that will not wait. There are doors that will not stay open forever. If this message has reached you, it is not by chance. Write in the comments, "I accept the truth and open myself to the changes Miguel has for me." This will help strengthen this energy and show the universe that you are ready to receive what belongs to you. Now, before we continue, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us continue to bring important messages to your life. Now back to the message. Miguel is asking you for something that may scare you: courage. Courage to face what needs to be faced. Courage to let go of what no longer serves you. Courage to stop accepting crumbs, whether in love, at work, or in any area of life. You deserve more. And he is trying to show you that, but you insist on doubting. Do you happen to feel inexplicable fatigue? As if something is sucking your energy for no apparent reason. This is because you are resisting what the universe wants to give you. When we refuse to follow the path that has been laid out for us, we carry a burden that we shouldn't have to carry. And that is exactly what Miguel wants to relieve you of. But he can't force you. He can only guide you. The final decision is yours. So what? Are you going to continue ignoring it? How long are you going to wait? Until it's too late. Because there is something you need to understand right now. The universe rewards those who take action. When you make the decision to change, even if you don't know exactly how, the energy around you begins to move. People appear. Opportunities arise. Paths open up. But none of this happens while you stand still, waiting for a miracle to fall from the sky without you lifting a finger. The miracle is already on its way. But you have to do your part. If this message is stirring you, if you feel a tightness in your chest or even a rebellion at hearing these words, it means that Miguel is touching you deeply. He's trying to break down that resistance within you. But if you ignore him once again, don't complain when the doors start closing. Because everything has a limit. And Miguel has already given you many chances. The question now is, will you ignore him again? There is an invisible weight on you. Something that holds you back, suffocates you, prevents you from moving forward. You feel it, don't you? Sometimes it's like you're carrying the world on your shoulders, trying to be strong for everyone around you, but with no one to be strong for you. Archangel Michael sees this, and he is not happy. You have become accustomed to swallowing your pain, to pretending that everything is fine when it is not. You have become accustomed to accepting less than you deserve, to settling for the crumbs that life has given you. But Michael is here to tell you that this must end. The time for hiding is over. The time for waiting for someone to come and rescue you is over. You are the only one who can save yourself. Now, before we continue this message, write 777 in the comments to call upon the energy of transformation. This number carries the power needed to break negative cycles and open paths that once seemed impossible. The problem is that you are afraid of what might happen if you decide to change. What if it goes wrong? What if I fail? What if I regret it? These are the questions that paralyze you. But Miguel wants you to understand one thing. The biggest mistake you can make is to stay where you are. The unknown can be scary, but does what you are experiencing now make you happy? Does it make you feel fulfilled? If the answer is no, then why continue? There is something very important that needs to be said. Scarcity is not meant for you. And this does not only refer to a lack of money, but also a lack of love, recognition, and joy. Miguel wants to lead you down a new path, one where you no longer have to beg for crumbs, not from the universe, not from anyone. And here's something fundamental you need to know. Money is not the enemy of spirituality. Many people grew up hearing that wealth is a bad thing, that money can only be obtained dishonestly, that asking for prosperity is wrong. But whoever told you that lied to you. Miguel wants you to live a life of abundance. He wants you to have more than just enough. Because when you have more than enough, you can help more people, you can live more lightly. You can stop accepting situations that are bad for you just because you're afraid of not having enough. So pay attention. The universe is already trying to send you opportunities. But if you remain stuck in thoughts of scarcity, you will continue to block everything that is coming your way. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be lucky? How everything works out for them? This is not a coincidence. It is a reflection of the energy they emanate. Those who believe they deserve the best receive the best. Those who believe they were born to suffer continue to suffer. And Miguel is tired of seeing you put yourself in the wrong group. So stop now and make a decision. Are you going to continue seeing yourself as a victim? Or are you finally going to take control of your own life? Miguel has made it clear. You did not come into this world to live in misery, emotional, financial, or spiritual. But no one can force you out of it. The choice is yours. The question you need to ask yourself now is, why continue choosing so little? If this message is stirring you, if you feel something awakening inside you, know that this is the sign you have been waiting for. But signs are useless if you continue to ignore them. So what will you do? Will you continue living like this? Or will you accept the change that Michael is bringing into your life? Do you feel it? That restlessness in your chest, that feeling that something needs to change, but you don't know exactly what. Archangel Michael is trying to get your attention. But as always, you hesitate. You think, rethink, sabotage yourself. You ask for signs, but when they appear, you doubt them. How long will this go on? Michael is by your side, and he will no longer allow you to continue ignoring your own power. You need to break out of your inertia. You need to stop waiting for someone to come and fix your life for you. You need to understand, once and for all, that you are responsible for your own happiness. The truth is that you know what you need to do. You feel deep down that certain people, certain places, and certain situations no longer make sense to you. But even so, you insist. You insist on staying where there is no growth. You insist on carrying burdens that are not yours. You insist on holding on to what you should let go. Why? For fear of making mistakes, of disappointing someone, of regretting it? Miguel wants you to understand something fundamental. True regret does not come from making mistakes, but from never having tried. Now, before we continue with this message, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us continue to create content that really makes a difference in your life. Now, back to what Miguel wants you to know. There is a resistance within you that needs to be broken. You say you want a new path, but you remain stuck in the old one. You ask for change, but you refuse to change. The universe cannot give you a new life while you insist on carrying the wreckage of the old one. Do you feel like your energy is low? Like you're constantly tired, unmotivated, directionless? That's because you're holding on to things that should have been gone a long time ago. And it's not just people, it's beliefs. It's pain from the past. It's fears that no longer make sense, but continue to hold you back. What Miguel wants you to understand is that it's time to let go of all that, because you can't fly while you're chained to what's pulling you down. And there's one more thing that needs to be said. What you accept becomes your reality. If you continue to accept less than you deserve, that's what the universe will continue to give you. If you settle for little, you will have little. If you allow yourself to be treated badly, that will be the pattern of your life. The question is, why? Why do you think you don't deserve more? Why are you so afraid to break out of this cycle? Miguel is telling you right now, you can change this. You are not a prisoner of your past, your wrong choices, your fears. You are free to start over, to grow, to live the life you really want. But that won't happen as long as you keep resisting. If you want this transformation to happen, you need to take the first step. And it doesn't have to be a giant step. Just one move in the right direction is enough for the universe to start working in your favor. If this message is resonating with you, write in the comments, "I release the past and accept the new." This will help strengthen this energy and show the universe that you are ready for what comes next. But be careful. This is your last chance to change before the doors close. So, are you going to keep ignoring it? Or are you finally going to listen to Miguel and do what needs to be done? Archangel Michael is by your side right now. He is watching every doubt, every fear, every excuse you have been telling yourself. And he wants you to know that this has to end. You have been living a life that does not reflect your true potential. You have accepted less. You have been content with crumbs. You have always put others before yourself. And Michael wants to ask you something now. Why do you do this? Who convinced you that you don't deserve more? Who made you believe that you need to suffer to be valued? Who said that happiness and prosperity weren't meant for you? Because I'm going to tell you something now, and you need to listen carefully. That's a lie. And the more you believe that lie, the more trapped you become. Now look around you. Your life today is a reflection of the choices you've made. I know this truth can hurt, but you need to see it so you can change. You are where you are because at some point you accepted it. But here's what Miguel wants you to understand. You can choose differently from now on. You are not condemned to repeat the same mistakes, to live the same cycles, to carry the same burdens. You can change everything. The problem is that you are afraid. Afraid to leave your comfort zone. Afraid to take risks. Afraid of losing something that, deep down, you already know you shouldn't be holding on to anymore. But Miguel wants you to see the truth. This fear is keeping you trapped in a life that does not make you happy. Now, before we continue, write in the comments, "I free myself from the chains that bind me." This will help open the way for what is to come. Miguel doesn't want you to get lost in this sea of uncertainty anymore. He wants to give you clarity. He wants you to see things as they really are, without illusions, without false hopes, without excuses. The truth is that certain people around you should no longer be there. Certain situations that you insist on maintaining should have been left behind. Certain habits that you cultivate are destroying your energy. And you feel it, don't you? You feel that something needs to change. You feel that you are holding on to something that no longer makes sense. You feel that your soul is crying out for a transformation. So why haven't you acted yet? Miguel is telling you now. The time to act is now. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, it will never come. Because the perfect moment does not exist. What exists is your decision to do it now, with what you have, with what you can. And there's one more thing. You need to learn to say no. You need to stop burdening yourself with other people's problems, putting their needs ahead of your own. Your life cannot be an endless attempt to please everyone. Because here's a hard but necessary truth. Not everyone wants what's best for you. There are people who take advantage of your kindness, who drain your energy, who use you as a shield so they don't have to face their own challenges. And you have allowed this. But Michael is now saying, enough is enough. If this message is touching your soul, it is because you know it is meant for you. So what will you do? Will you continue living this half-life? Or will you finally hear Michael's call and make the change you know you need to make? The decision is yours. Have you ever felt that something inside you is crying out for freedom? As if there were a force, an inner voice, telling you that you can't go on like this. Archangel Michael is sending you this message because you have been ignoring that voice. You have tried to silence that call, sought distractions, convinced yourself that things will change on their own. But Michael wants you to understand, nothing changes if you don't change. The life you want will not fall into your lap. The peace you seek so much will not come as long as you remain stuck in the same patterns. The universe is already trying to give you everything you need, but you continue to block it with your fears and insecurities. And Michael wants to ask you something now. What is really holding you back? Have you noticed how you always have an excuse? There is always a reason to postpone, to wait, to not act. You say you don't have time, you don't have money, you don't have strength. But the truth is that you are afraid, and there is nothing wrong with feeling afraid. The problem is letting that fear control your life. Before we continue this message, write in the comments, "I release fear and accept my true power." This will help strengthen this energy and open the way for your transformation. Now listen carefully. Doors are opening for you, but if you don't walk through them, they will close. Have you ever noticed how sometimes life gives you an opportunity, but you hesitate, and when you finally decide to act, it's too late? This is because the universe works with divine timing. If you don't take advantage of the opportunity when it arises, it is redirected to someone else. And Miguel doesn't want that to happen to you again. Something is about to happen in your life. A change, an opportunity, a new path. But for this to manifest, you need to take a step forward. And one more thing, you need to stop depending on the approval of others. Many of your decisions are based on fear of what others will think. You are afraid of disappointing someone, of being judged, of being rejected. But what Miguel wants you to understand is that no one but you knows what is best for your life. If you keep trying to please everyone, you will continue to live a life that is not yours. And you feel it, don't you? That emptiness, that feeling that you are living on autopilot, without purpose, without passion. This is because you have distanced yourself from your true essence. And Miguel is calling you back. Now look at your life. What needs to change? Maybe it's the job that doesn't make you happy. Maybe it's the relationship that no longer fulfills you. Maybe it's your own thoughts that keep you stuck in a cycle of negativity. Whatever it is, it's time to let go. Because as long as you hold on to what no longer serves you, there will be no room for the new. If this message is stirring you, it's because Michael is trying to wake you up. But waking up hurts. Waking up means looking at everything that needs to be changed and having the courage to do something about it. And Michael wants to know, are you ready for this change? Or will you keep putting it off? The choice is yours. Time is passing. Do you feel it? Life goes on, but you are still stuck in the same doubts, the same fears, the same patterns. Archangel Michael is telling you now, this has to end. How many times have you promised yourself that you would change? How many times have you said that you would get out of this situation? That you would stop accepting less than you deserve? That you would take action? And yet, you are still in the same place. Michael is watching you, and he doesn't understand why you resist so much. Why do you sabotage yourself? Why do you choose to stay where your soul is not happy? What you need to understand is that you are creating your own reality. The life you live today is a direct reflection of what you believe you deserve. And if you don't like that reality, then you need to change your beliefs, your attitudes, and your decisions. Before we continue with this message, write in the comments, "I choose a new reality for my life." This simple act will strengthen your intention and show the universe that you are ready to receive the new. Now pay attention. You are hiding from yourself. You are afraid of what you will find if you look deep inside yourself. Afraid to admit that some choices were wrong. Afraid to realize that you've wasted time. Afraid to face the fact that you need to start over. But Miguel wants you to know something very important. It's okay to start over. Starting over doesn't mean you failed. It means you had the courage to stop, analyze your life, and decide that you deserve more. But you need to act now. You need to break this cycle before it becomes even harder to get out of. And there's one more thing. You need to stop waiting for the perfect conditions to take action. The truth is, you'll always find an excuse to put off change. There will always be something holding you back. There will always be a reason to wait a little longer. But life doesn't wait. Time doesn't wait. If you don't take control of your life now, one day you'll look back and realize you've wasted too much time. Miguel is telling you, don't let that happen, because the universe is moving in your favor. Something very good is on its way. A turnaround, a blessing, a new beginning. But for that to manifest, you need to do your part. If this message is touching your heart, it's because Michael is speaking directly to you. Now look inside yourself. What do you really want for your life? And more importantly, what are you willing to do to achieve it? The choice is yours. The time for waiting is over. This is the moment. Archangel Michael is standing before you now, waiting for your answer, because there is nowhere left to run. You already know what needs to be done. You have felt deep in your soul that the time for change has come, but there is something Michael wants you to understand first. You don't need to have all the answers to get started. You just need to take the first step. The universe is ready to give you what you have always wanted. But if you don't take a step forward, everything will remain the same. What Michael wants to know now is, what will you choose? Will you keep repeating the same excuses? Will you continue to let fear paralyze you? Will you continue to accept less than you deserve? Or will you finally get up and take action? Before we continue, write in the comments, I accept change and I am ready for something new. This will show the universe that you are ready to receive what is rightfully yours. Now pay attention. Miguel cannot make this decision for you. He can guide you, protect you, and open paths for you. But the final choice is yours. And there is something very important you need to understand. If you don't change now, it may soon be too late. Because opportunities don't wait. The universe is in motion, and if you don't move with it, you may end up getting left behind. If you feel that this message was meant for you, don't ignore this call. Miguel is giving you one last chance to break this cycle. What comes next depends solely on your decision. So, are you ready to live the life you truly deserve? If this message resonated with you in your situation, write in the comments, I choose what is best for my heart. Like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for being here. See you in the next message.